Hey Marissa, this is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. I know we haven't chatted yet, but thanks for the text. I wanted to go ahead and get this video out to you to give you an idea of how your business is stacking up against your competition online, and to also give you some steps and some tips that you can take to improve things. Now, as Google crawls the web, it is really looking for three things: content, citations, and backlinks. So those are the things I'm going to talk about today. Now, what's content? Content really just refers to the words and images on your site. So Google likes to see between 1,500 and 2,000 words, kind of at a minimum on the page, to give it a really good idea of what you do and where you are. The exact amount is going to depend on the competition and also the number of keywords needed to get those points across. So what's a keyword? A keyword is anything someone might type into Google or any other search engine, really, looking for a particular service or product. So let's look at what a Google search might look like. So I went over to my Chrome browser and just typed in spray tan Fernandina Beach. Now, at the top of the page, you'll see the results. At the top of the page is what we call the map pack. The top three listed here are going to get the most traffic because these maps are super easy to use, right? It's at the top of the page, but two, there's a lot of information here for your average consumer. So you get years in business, you get reviews, you get score of those reviews, you get proximity or how close they are to you. Now, the way to get into this top three is you need to have a Google business profile. Two, you need to have that filled out as completely and accurately as possible. Three, you need to have your name, address, and phone number listed in as many relevant directories on the web as possible. Now, these can be things like Yelp or Yellow Pages, but basically the more times you have that happen, your name, address, phone number appear in a directory, the more power it gives your profile. Every place you do that is considered a citation. So really what that means to Google is your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger that online presence is, the more Google trusts you. Now below that, we have what we call the organics. Now organic just means not paid. So this isn't ads necessarily. Ideally, you want to be in the top three here as well. By being in the top three of both, you actually, they kind of work synergistically, and those are the businesses that are going to get the most clicks to their profiles. In fact, the top three of both is going to represent probably about 85 to 90% of the clicks. Now, the top competitor here in the organic is the Beauty Bar. I know that they do hair as well, but they do the spray tanning. So I went ahead and I'm going to look at them and compare you against them. Facebook isn't a good marker to use. This particular person, Island Glow Spray Tans, only has a Facebook page, or it's just that's what's showing up. So I'm not going to use them. Yelp is a directory. Caribbean Tan is also a Facebook page. 904 Bronze, actually, when I tried to go to their page, did not show up at all. So I'm going to look at the Caribbean Tan Hair Nails page itself, not the Facebook thing, but the page, to compare you against. Now, first of all, I've got your page pulled up here. And I will say links are awesome. So I know that you're linking to various pages because I clicked on your About page and it brought me over to the About page about you. And then you've got before and after care. So this is really your menu, but this is the home page. And so there's really no content here to tell Google what you do, where you are. So you definitely have room to grow this page. And so in contrast, let's take a look at the Beauty Bar. So here's the Beauty Bar. Now, like I said, they do hair, makeup, and they have the spray tan salon. But there is a lot of information on here about all of the different things that they do. Although they could actually use to bump up their content too. And then for Caribbean Tan Hair Nails, same kind of deal. They need more information. But because there's not a ton of competition, they are still on that first page. Now, in addition to looking at just kind of visually, first blush of what I see your page doing, I also like to analyze websites kind of from behind the scenes. So I use a tool called Ahrefs, And what it does is it lets me see kind of how many visitors are coming to your site, how many keywords that the search engines are pulling up. And I will say, for right now, you are not getting any traffic, which makes sense because there's really no keywords that are pulling in the Google algorithm. And so Google, it doesn't know to send any visitors your way. So there's really no data here for me to look at. So I'm going to instead look at the beauty bar, and I can see that they're getting about 46 visits per month. That is being driven from about 245 keywords. Now I can actually drill down and look at what those are. And you can see that, like, for example, this one's hair salon, Amelia Island. That's being searched 20 times per month. They're in the second position for that. So that's getting them 7 visits per month just for that. Now, I know that's not what you do. So let's look and see if we can find something about the spray tanning. Spray tan Amelia. So that particular keyword is being searched 20 times per month. Now, they're in the 20th position for that. So that puts them on what I would call the second page of Google, the very bottom of the second page of Google. So because of that, it's not a very high volume and they're so far down the list, it's not getting them any traffic. So none of the traffic that is coming to them is actually because of the spray tan. So just something to keep in mind. Now, for Caribbean tan hair and nails, same kind of metrics. They are getting 10 visits per month. That's being driven from 29 keywords. And if we look at this, part of that is their name. It's good that you're found for your name. It's good that 20 people are searching for them by name. But you want to be found for what you do. So in other words, they would like to be found for being a hair salon in Fernandina Beach. That keyword is being searched 30 times a month. They're in the 12th spot for that. So because they're kind of far down, they're only getting 1 visit per month for that. But you can see what a difference it makes to target the keywords that people are actually using when they're searching for services. Now, going back to your thing, the other thing I want to talk about is the last piece of the ranking puzzle, which is what we call backlinks. So what's a backlink? A backlink is anywhere you find one website linking back to another via clickable or hyperlink text. So these links act also like endorsements of your business or your website from other businesses. And Google uses that kind of in the same way they do the citations to build trust in your business. But in this case, it's seeing these other businesses and other websites vouching for you because they care enough or they trust you enough that they are sending links your way. But it is not a popularity contest necessarily because the person with the most doesn't necessarily win. Not all links are created equal. Those relevant to your industry or your website are going to count more. So say a hair salon referring to you or the gym referring to you. There's some connection there that Google might be able to make. But even if you give one of your clients is a pizza shop owner and she got a fantastic spray tan with you and wanted to kind of return the favor, if you will, and put a backlink on her site coming back to you, that's not going to count as much because Google can't make sense of it. It will count. It just won't count as much as, say, like the hair salon or the gym, because those Google sees with some relevancy and the pizza shop maybe not so much. But anyway, so the links that are relevant will count more, local ones will count more, and also things that are powerful in their own right. But because I can't just compare the total number and know that they're equal, the thing that I'm going to look at instead in this analysis is this backlink profile. So DR tells me that for every page on your domain, you are scoring at a 0 on a scale of 0 to 100 for links coming in. And for your home page, it's also a 0. But let's take a look at the beauty bar. So they're scoring at a 9 for their entire domain. And for the home page, they're scoring about a 7. This power from these backlinks is what is powering the ability of Google to pick up these keywords, and the keywords is what drives the traffic. If we look at the Caribbean tan and nail, so again, their DR is not very high. Their homepage is about a 2.2, but that is what is powering those keywords. So once everything comes together, the content, the backlinks, the citations, that's when you begin ranking higher and higher and more customers find you. So I hope this stuff has been helpful. Would love to hear feedback on it. I always, I want these videos to be helpful. So anything that you would like clarification on or just the feedback would be great. But I'd love to talk with you some more about your goals. I can always do research and figure out exactly what might be realistic for your business and what it might take to reach those goals. Again, my name is Lori with Soul Sisters Digital Design. My number is 352-235-9803. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to the feedback. Take care.